Hey guys, how are you doing today? This is Curtis Team Eaters, and I'm doing this video for my Facebook group, Heirloom Tomato Seeds and Pictures. And these here are some of my micro dwarfs. It's December 22nd, 2017. So these will be ready in time for by the end of January, I guess. They'll start ripening. And I'll have season for February on my website. But this video is all about how I get the maximum yield for my on my micro dwarfs. If you look around, you'll see that my plants are actually loaded. I mean, except for a very few, most of my blooms are holding fruit. And so I just want to share with you the very simple method that I use. Now, some people say that you can use a toothbrush, and just vibrate it on the stems of the bloom sets. But I don't have an electric toothbrush, so what I use is my hand, and I just come around and I go like so. Sometimes I even shake the entire plant, but mostly I just flicker with my finger. And I do it for maybe an entire day or two. A couple of times a day, and trying to find my finger in the camera, and I would kind of go like so, like right there, and I would flick. Or I would probably go on the base of the stem, on the base of the bloom set, like right here, and I'd probably do like so. So flick all at the same time. And I would do this 3 or 4 times over a couple of days. Once the blooms are fully opened, and as you can see, it works wonderfully. I mean, look at that. Let me separate these here. Works wonderfully. Look at these. Holding fruit, It's just a beautiful thing. So that's what I do to get the maximum yield out of my micro dwarfs. And it hasn't, this method hasn't yet disappointed me. Look at this. Almost everything here has a tomato on it. I have a few that I'm breeding here, a couple of varieties, but see that? They're just loaded, and I know it's because I know tomatoes self-pollinate, but I don't have a fan or anything down here to keep the to flick around the leaves or the blooms or the flowers. So I just I interact with my plants, interact with them kind of like so, shake them up, and it works well for me. Okay, so if you're wondering how to get the best yield out of your micro dwarfs, just flicker them. You can even flicker the stems. This one is not ready, but I flicker the stem like so. Go in the bottom and flicker the whole stem, kind of like so. Just flicker the stem, just flicker it. I could literally see the pollens. I don't know if you guys can see it in the video, but I could literally see the pollens kipping out there. It's really hard to see, but I'm literally seeing the pollen falling off there. So that's always a good sign. Alright, love you guys. Thanks for looking. That's how I do my micro dwarfs for maximum fruit yield. Bye bye.